under consideration.
Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, I rise in strong support of H.Res. 171, which calls for constitutional reform in Bosnia and Herzegovina, as well as sustained American engagement in partnership with the European Union. I yield myself such time as I may consume. In the 13 years since the signing of the Dayton Peace Accords brought an end to a brutal conflict, the people of Bosnia and Herzegovina have worked closely with the international community to make considerable progress in building a peaceful and democratic society that is built upon the rule of law, respect for human rights, and a free market economy. Within the last year, the country has taken important steps along the path to Euro-Atlantic integration, beginning an intensified dialogue with NATO and signing a stabilization and association agreement with the European Union. Notwithstanding these notable milestones, there are troubling signs of backsliding as political rhetoric grows confrontational, reforms unravel, and ethnic tensions increase. Bosnia seemingly faces the prospect of stagnation at best and a return to violent conflict at worst. While Bosnia's future clearly lies in the Euro-Atlantic community, the country must first develop an efficient and effective state with functioning institutions that are capable of making self-sustaining reforms and managing the responsibilities of EU and NATO membership. H.Res. 171 does not prescribe the types of constitutional reforms that are required. Indeed, such decisions can only be made by the people of Bosnia and Herzegovina. However, the United States and the European Union can help create conditions that are conducive to efforts by Bosnian citizens to develop a functional political system. First, the Peace Implementation Council should remain firm in its commitment to maintain the office of the High Representative until Bosnia has definitively met the 5 conditions and 2 principles. Only then should the office be closed and responsibility transitioned to the EU Special Representative. The recent dialogue among some political leaders that led to the adoption of an agreement on the status of Brčko district was a helpful development. Hopefully, similar progress can be made on state property and other issues. Second, the European Union should provide Bosnia with a clear set of EU candidacy and membership conditions. These should include explicit and objective benchmarks regarding constitutional reforms that will increase the functionality of the Bosnian state. The EU should also carefully reconsider its plans for the drawdown or redeployment of its 2,500-member European Union force, as the continued presence of those troops deters violence and provides citizens with the psychological reassurance of security. And finally, there is a need for sustained high-level U.S. engagement with the EU on the development and implementation of common policies that will stabilize and strengthen Bosnia and Herzegovina. H.Res. 171 advocates the appointment of a special envoy for the Balkans, which would signal American commitment to the region. In addition to working directly with political leaders on the ground, this official could seek to develop a consensus among the EU and its member states about the way forward in southeastern Europe. The visit by Vice President Biden to Bosnia, Serbia, and Kosovo next week is an encouraging sign of renewed American interest in the Balkans. As he and other senior officials in the Obama administration were personally involved in efforts to establish peace in the Balkans 13 years ago, they know firsthand the importance of preserving this hard-won stability and the considerable cost of letting it slip away. Although the United States and the European Union are consumed by other foreign policy priorities, we must not lose sight of our unfinished business in the Balkans or waver from our commitment to consolidating peaceful progress across Europe. I strongly support this resolution. I urge my colleagues to do the same, and I reserve the balance of my time.
California